Hey, welcome to Lady Overlander Radio. Tonight we're speaking with Carol van Stralen of Epic Family Road Trip. Stay tuned. Grab your favorite drink, whether it's a coffee, cocktail, or tea, and get ready. It's Ladies' Night on Lady Overlander Radio. The Lady Overlander Radio podcast is sponsored by Frontrunner Outfitters, Midland Radio, Go Treads, Sport Keg, CB Adventure Supply, Adventure Trail Outfitters, Overland Spices, and the More Expo. Arla.
What?
Where you been?
In Arkansas.
I miss you.
I don't know. Who are you?
I don't know. Some vagabond traveler.
I haven't seen you in forever.
I know.
Where you been?
About another month and a half, we'll be back.
Oh,
we'll be back.
Looky there. You already got somebody calling you out, girl.
Hey, my best friend.
Yeah. We met Old Man Old Truck at Expo West. That was pretty cool.
Sure did.
Gave us some patches.
Yep. That's awesome.
He watches.
I need to get him a hat.
Yeah. He needs a hat.
Ooh.
Yes. For sure.
He does need a hat. He would probably like that very much.
Make a note, Arla. We need to send him a hat too. We don't have any hats.
Check. It's on the list.
Everyone listening, send a hat.
On the list.
Yeah.
On the list.
Oh, we got a couple other people on.
Sprankets, Experiencing Arkansas. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
And Gen Xers Off-Road. Good evening. They're stoked for this interview.
Me too. Us too. We've been waiting to chat with Carol, and we were hoping to chat with Caroline tonight, but we'll have to catch her another time. She's off doing good things in the world, so we'll have to catch up with her at another date. But
Indeed.
Yeah, she would love that. She would definitely love that. So.
Absolutely. But we have Mama Bear on, so we're going to chat about all the things that you've been up to.
Yeah,
so,
a ton.
Yeah. So what do you guys just got back from a trip, correct?
Yeah, we went up to James Bay and then up I just drew a blank. A road that's the most remote road in North America. So it's crazy, way up there in Quebec. So it was really cool. Really remote. You don't see any cars, nothing passing you for about 3 days. So
wow.
It was, yeah.
How were the road conditions?
It was rough, and then it went down to a 2-lane because we took the wrong road.
I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually went farther than what is supposed to be, but yeah. So technically we did it without doing it.
Oh.
I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So we didn't get to see the sign and take the picture, but we did go farther than what most people do. So that was interesting. But we would have run out of fuel, and we were having engine problems and different things like that. So we had to turn around and make smart decisions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still was super proud of Lando for running so far. The boys, and it was actually me who made the decision to turn on the wrong road trail, actually, and yeah, so that was that. Yeah, it does happen, but it was quite the experience. It was I mean, in the early mornings we had a big gray wolf come into camp, and
wow.
There was bears everywhere, caribou tracks everywhere. It was icebergs floating. Like it was really surreal. It was really neat to experience that, and I was really thankful for that. So yeah. So that's what we just got done with. So
amazing.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah. I was just curious about the road conditions because I went on a trail in Colorado and another one here in Wyoming, and one had multiple trees over on it, and the other one still had a huge snowdrift. So there was no way we were getting through that. So.
Right. Are you sure you didn't want to winch over it? Like,
oh, it was big. I mean, it was like the whole, actually they ended up having a bypass around it, but then we got a little further and we weren't able to go. And it was funny. There was a guy with 3 llamas that was camped right near there. And when we turned around and started coming back, he said, "Oh yeah, I was seeing if you guys were going to make it through or not. And if you were going to make it through, I was going to try to go after you. I've been sitting here for like a week." We're like,
"Oh, week?
Just sitting here?
Like, what is happening right now?"
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Okay.
Old Man Old Truck says trans
Taga.
Yeah.
Taga.
My God.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for
it sounds cold.
It was.
Yeah.
Everything was frozen in the mornings. Like trying to make even just a simple peanut butter and honey sandwich, but no. But it was really cool. But definitely a different cooking style than what I was used to. And I was thankful that I did, pack some just already made meals, and that was really nice. And the jet oil was very handy because the wind was so strong normally that you could never make a fire or have like an open cook. Like even my scuttle, the wind would just keep on blowing it out the whole entire time. So I was really happy for options, because with cooking you should have at least like 3 options, from campfire to like some type of like a scuttle or just even like a Coleman, and then like a jet boil. So at least you can boil water and boil something or cook something really fast.
Make coffee
easy.
At least.
Easy. Well, yeah, coffee's like number 1 on the list.
Hello.
There.
Yeah.
Can't start your day without it or end it, right? So that was a real eye-opener for me, because I've been in situations where you kind of know what the weather's going to be like, and you can kind of follow it. But when you're out on those big, huge bays like James Bay, or, just open, vast areas, you don't know. Nothing can predict what type of wind you're going to be having, or, weather that's going to come through in a flash. Like one minute it was snowing. I was like, what the wow. So it's interesting. Like what you guys know, like, when you're out there, it's crazy. From 15 minutes will be a sunny day to a snowstorm. But
yeah, especially in more, like you said, wide open areas like Wyoming. It's been like that every few minutes. It's something different. There's rain or hail or sun or snow, and it's just like, wow, it's June.
But you're having all 4 seasons in one.
It's doing all the things. Yeah. So but it's pretty cool. So let's talk about cooking a little bit. What's your favorite type of cooking that what preferred, like over a campfire?
Definitely.
What?
Definitely over a campfire. There's something about it. I like how long it takes and how you have to pay attention to it. And then I like serving it because it just looks epic, first of all. But it just tastes better. It's like our roots. I think that's what it is. It just makes me feel good. It's like vacuuming and you can see the lines and you see that you accomplished something. It's like that. It's exactly like that.
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably my
cast
favorite.
iron always?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, yeah.
But on this trip, I hardly used it. Like I was using all jet oil or, the Mylar bags, which was completely different for me. And then that piqued another interest for me of like, I want to make my own freeze-dried food, like my own camp food. Like, because those meals are like from like $10 to $18 a piece Canadian, right? And I'm like, could you imagine if I could make my own, like a favorite meal that I know that we like, and I could freeze dry it or figure out some type of thing and then have it. And that would be really cool. It'd probably be the same feeling as doing something over the fire. Like you whip that out, everyone's freezing cold or everyone's really tired and dusty and hot. And then you can like go, here you go. This is epic. This is your favorite Thai dish or like spaghetti dish. Yeah. So you don't miss like home, or you don't miss like the things that make you cozy, after a long day on the trail.
Do I hear a branding or a food line coming out for you?
It's just I well, maybe, but I just really it really piqued my interest when I was out there, and that's a funny thing because like I packed all my cast iron, I packed everything because I thought this is how it's going to go. I should know after 7 years, like, no, it's not going to go that way. Right. So, but this was probably my favorite thing that went wrong, because now I see like a new thing that I want to learn. And I think that's what overlanding or camping or just getting outdoors does to you, is there's always something, even when you're driving, or, you know, when a situation happens, when you hear a sound in your vehicle, you're like, that's not right, you know? But then when you figure it out, you're like, oh my goodness, that now I know the steps to take and to deal with that, but also take precaution before that happens, right? And it's a cool feeling. Yes, exactly. Yes. So I mean, I'm mixing cars and traveling and food all together. It's like one ingredient, though. I mean, because if you want everyone happy, you have to have a running car, vehicle, good equipment, and good food.
Well, I mean, that's kind of overlanding, right? Cars, traveling, and food, and figuring out how to balance all three.
Exactly. Making everyone happy, because I mean, that's the number one job I think, you know, we have, is like, if you can keep, you know, someone happy on your, you know, a good experience, then they want to come back and do it more and more and more. I mean, that's what we experience. That's why we keep on going out there, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think it's not necessarily because I'll go out anytime. Like, you couldn't hold me back from going out. Like, I don't care if it was full of mosquitoes or whatever. But how do I make someone else to come with me and share that opportunity and have that experience where it's fun, even if it's pouring rain or there's mosquitoes or it's snowing or it's cold, where you just ignore that and you go, but look at this. We're here in the middle of wherever, and we get to experience this. You get to hear a loon, or you get to hear a wolf, or you get to see caribou or an elk, you know? I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So. It's one of my favorite things is seeing wildlife out here.
Definitely.
Sure. And so I have a question for you about, so you've been traveling for 7 years. So the kids were how old when you first started traveling like this?
Let me do my math. Oh my goodness. Because it's like, it's kind of funny. I kind of smush it. I'm really bad. I think it was, let's see, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, but I could be off by like 2 years. So
they'll correct you later. They'll let you know.
Yeah. So, but the funny thing is like we were just so busy. I mean, Pete was just like never home, right? I mean, the normal young family, that's what we were. And, you know, I would go to my job or I'd go to the gym, and like everything was just kind of like, it was overwhelming, right? Just to spend time with your children. And we actually started, I grew up never camping, never once ever going camping. I didn't even know. Yeah. So never knowing what to expect. That's so like, so we're 3 peas in a pot right here. And so our first attempt was in our backyard. It downpoured and we didn't set the tent up. So it collapsed on top of us and we all ended up soaking and retreating back into the house. Right. So that was our first attempt, but it sparked something in me. And I was like, well, just like the whole like food thing, like, okay, so I can't cook this. I want, you know, like, oh, I'll get back to that later. But anyways, so yeah. And then I would do some hikes with them on my days off. And then Pete would, you know, do whatever he could. And then we actually ended up, because he was traveling so much, we said, hey, let's buy a little RV. And I would drive to wherever he was so that the kids could be with him, like for that short window of time. And so we pulled him out of school and we started doing online school before it was like something. And so we called it road school. And yeah, then from there we were towing my little Jeep behind it. And all of a sudden a Jeep passed us and it had a rooftop tent on it and it was all decked out. And we were like, what the heck is that? Because we were just like, I want that. Like, whatever that is, I want. Because, you know, with an RV and we're kind of an active family, or, you know, being out there makes you more active, right? And we would see these vehicles just turn off on a dirt road. And we're like, what are they doing? Is that legal? can we do that? Like, could we go down that road? But we couldn't because we had the RV, right? But we're like,
Right.
but we're towing a Jeep, right? And so we could technically be out there farther. Let's see what's
Yes.
out there. And our curiosity just started getting the best of us. So then, of course, we had to go and we put a rooftop tent on and things like that. And we started going out exploring. And then that's when we ended up, the kids actually started talking to us about this idea of shipping to New Zealand. And we're like, what? Like, what? What is this? You know, I don't know anything about this. But we ended up going to our first Overland Expo. And that's when, oh my goodness, we have not looked back. Because you get to sit down in those classes and you get to hear these stories from other travelers, from going from your local to abroad, like all ranges.
Mhm.
And yeah, that was the end of that. And so
For the beginning.
the very beginning of Epic Family Road Trip, that was for sure. But so
Gosh. Dorothy says she didn't start camping until she was in her mid-30s.
but you're camping, right?
Yes.
We're doing
So
it now,
that's
right?
awesome. Good on you.
And I'm sure she's still around her mid-30s right now.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
she's
Like she started
very,
yesterday
very new
camping.
to. Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you just get out there, right?
Absolutely.
So I think that's the
Just
whole
try.
point.
My mom turned 70 yesterday, no, 2 days ago. And I flew her and my other daughter out to Arizona, and she camped with us for almost 2 weeks. And she did really well. And she has never camped like that before. Like, they have an RV and they go around locally in Florida, but she had never, ever tent camped or done car camped or anything like that before. And she did really well.
And she was 71?
She's 70 now. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So
that's
like,
that's really cool.
she said, I don't know if I could do this full time like you guys do, but I see what you like about it. It's pretty cool to see all these places. And so, yeah. I was really proud of her. She did a really good job. Didn't complain.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So she earned it. She definitely had a good time. She got to see, the Grand Canyon, Bryce Canyon. She got to see a lot of the national parks that she's never seen. So
that's really amazing.
Mark that'll bucket list.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad's the opposite. My dad doesn't travel at all. Doesn't like it. Not interested. Nope. I've been camping since TV was black.
Oh man, old Trek. I've been camping since TV was black and white.
Hilarious.
Yesterday, right?
Yep. Oh,
that's
man.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that what you were talking about Overland Expo, and this is not an Overland Expo plug or anything, but I think that I've been to other expos. I didn't really realize the magnitude or the amount of people that are in the overlanding community really until I went to something like that. I've met people along the road, and that, you'll run into people out in the forest sometimes, stuff like that. But, and it's big, but then you go to something like that and you're like, wow, this is crazy. And
everyone's out there like on all different levels, but everyone just wants everyone to just experience just being outside and sitting around a campfire or hitting a trail. It has nothing to do with gear. It has nothing to do with your skill level. And that I just loved listening in on those roundtables and just seeing those videos that they would show of different people's journeys and experiences. And it just sparked something in me that this world is huge and people are amazing all around you. Like, you get to meet so many amazing people when you're out there, and you rely on other people especially when you're traveling, other states, abroad, different, everywhere. You need the community to help each other. Right. So, and it's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, definitely.
Dorothy says that camping skills are coming in handy right now. She's in Tulsa, and the majority of the city is without power. I think I hit with really bad storms the other day.
Wow.
They're just 2 hours from me. So Broken Arrow, Tulsa, all of them are basically without power for like a week, they're saying, I think.
Oh, wow.
Last I heard. Been there, done that. That's no fun. Gen Xers Overland have learned so much from the expos and all the amazing storytellers.
Yeah.
And Gen Xers is over in the Tulsa area also.
Yeah. Hope you guys are okay too. Let us know
Definitely.
if you need anything. Wow.
I'm close.
I hate the storms, Arla. I told you, I hate the storms.
Storms
Big
are
storms
bad
like that.
right now, but it's like,
Yeah.
ooh, you know I don't like storms. Girl, I
Yeah.
stayed at work till like 5:30 the other night because it was lightning. I couldn't even come out of my office.
Mm-mm. Oh my gosh.
I can't do it.
We were at Expo West and it started hailing, and I thought Arla was going to come out of her skin, man. She was like,
Yeah, it was thundering and lightning, and then it started hailing for like an hour, and I was like, oh dear, sweet baby Jesus, I can't do this. I can't do the hail. I can't do the lightning.
yeah, we were hiding under the Dometic tent, just waiting for it to
Huddled up
stop.
under a 10x10 Dometic tent like this. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good times. Good times. Dorothy says they're doing okay.
Yeah.
That's good news.
Yeah.
Not fun. I've been through many a hurricane in Florida, and that's being without power, especially in the summer, stinks. Very, very yucky sometimes.
And it is hot right now.
Yeah. That's why I go up in elevation.
90.
Yeah. It's
Humidity.
like 70 here right now. It's great.
Yeah. Next week is mid 90s, and that means the humidity will be over 100.
Wow.
Mm-mm. Don't go to
That's
Arkansas
brutal.
this time of year.
Don't come over here.
Mm-mm.
It's hot over here. Don't do it.
You guys should come to Arkansas eventually, though. There are the Ozark National Forest is
beautiful,
and the Ouachita National Forest. They're both really, really awesome. A lot of beautiful trails, a lot of history.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous area.
Stuff.
Yeah, no, we definitely do. Because you know, like what I was saying, when we had in the early years, we had the RV when the kids were young, and we went through every state and every province, and a few territories. I think maybe.
Oh, nice.
But it was kind of like zipping through because we didn't know how much time we had, because we thought, you know, well, of course you got to get back to your 9 to well, it was more like 12 to 12, but 9 to 5. And but yeah, I think being out there, though, a lot of things kind of clicked and started changing for us, right? Like a lot of things happened that made us kind of stop and go, you know, we had always wanted to go and just leave everything behind and pursue this, because, you know, your window with your kids for us was so short, you know, especially when they understand what you're doing. Like yours are the perfect ages to go out there. And yes, it's a little bit harder because they can talk back and stuff at that age, but that's awesome, because the communication skills that you'll learn, the teamwork that you'll learn. Yeah. And, you know, it just will blow your mind what they can come up and think of, like in different situations, winching, or say a big storm is coming, or flash flood is coming, or whatever it is. And it's remarkable if you just stop and listen to them. Like, and they're part of that whole team, where it's not just like this, like you're a team. Yeah. It's not, I don't, because you're all there for one purpose, to get to this one point, this one destination. And we've had, well, just like this last, you know, week, we didn't get to the destination, right? We got lost, but we did make it to a destination, and we're very proud of it, right? Even though it wasn't the one that everyone says to make it to, the sign to make it to, right? But yeah, so that was, I think, a big part of the whole decision that we made to just go totally full time, was just different, life-changing events. And I think all of them were screaming the same thing that was in our hearts, but we just couldn't take that leap of faith to go and do it until actually we were just pushed into that void. So
I know that's one thing I try to explain to people is we're not like on a vacation, you know, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle choice. Exactly. And your same problems, your same, you know, family dynamic, your same bills and whatever else you've got going on, car repairs, you know, all that stuff, making sure the kids brush their teeth, the normal everyday things, they still follow you right out into the forest, and you still put on some deodorant, you need to wipe down, you need to brush your teeth. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, people are like, oh, you're so lucky, you're on this permanent vacation. And I'm like, I mean, yes and no. Life still follows you, and yourself still follows you Brittany Highland and I talked about that a few weeks ago, where all of your own insecurities, all your own hangups, all of your own things still travel with you wherever you go throughout the world, right? So,
Right.
you know, it's not an escape. It's just a different way to kind of get more back to the basics, I think. I mean, that's
so.
what we see.
Yeah. And getting out of your comfort zone. That's been my
Yes.
number one this year, is just being thankful for every situation, because it could always get worse, as you guys know.
Yes.
Or it could get so much better. But I mean, and how you want to, like, how I looked at it is like, when you're in this situation, close quarters, right? It's like holding a mirror in front of your face, and that's basically your kids or your spouse or your friend that you're traveling with, whoever that you're traveling with. And so when you turn and you give a dirty look because they said to go do something, right? I mean, that's basically what you're reflecting. And so if you want your kids to remember the trip, if it's a weekend or if it's a week or if it's a month or if it's a year, whatever it is, or your spouse, to go, my goodness, that was awesome to spend time with you. Like, you know, you could have just yelled the whole time and that's what they remember, or been irritated the whole time. Or you were one of those people who were like, I learned so much from my mom, or, you know, from my sister, or from whatever. That was the coolest experience I ever had. Yes, there were hard times. Yes, there were times that we, you know, kind of had to work things out, maybe even argue a little bit, discuss, I like to say.
Yeah, discuss.
But yeah. I would much rather have that than just giving up. I would rather be out of my comfort zone and going, hey, what about me? And it's all on me, because if they're not having fun, what am I doing wrong? Because I know I want to be here. So how do I make it where they want to be here? And, you know, that type of thing. I don't know if that makes sense. But
yeah, it totally makes sense. And I think it's a struggle sometimes. And, you know, especially like we're battling, and I'm not sure if you had this much battle with this when your kids were a little younger, but, you know, we're battling against social media and cell phones, and, you know, I want to watch TikTok. I don't want to go for a hike. I want to do this. And we're like, nope, we're going to put the phones away. Oh, but, you know, we finally have signal, and, you know, you're trying to balance all those things. So I talk to I don't get to see my friends all the time. So I want to talk to them on my phone, and, you know, it's a struggle sometimes. And I think it's more prevalent now with my kids at their ages, I think, maybe than it was even 10 years ago, even 7 years ago, maybe. But it's, you know.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, because, they weren't so connected to the iPhones and stuff like that. Of course, it lures them. I mean, any game would lure a kid, like, or social media. But we just would. So we had them kind of map out where we were going and what we were doing. I mean, obviously, we would guide, but they had to do the research. And when they do the research, then they're like, oh my goodness, did you know the history of this place or that place? And I really want to go and see this, and I want to hike that, right? And my one son, the youngest, Daniel, he was quite young when we were starting out, so he didn't like hiking as much as like how all of us did. So then, but he was really into different books and things like that. So I'd just download audiobooks. Oh my goodness, he would beat us to the top of like every single hike, because he'd be so engrossed into his. So you just got to kind of work with each child in the chapter that they're in, and then, you know, find their interests. And like one was Pete Jr. was into skateboarding. So we had to go to skate parks. I'm like, me skateboard? But I did. I was just like, show me how. Let's see this, you know, or if it was surfing, or if it was whatever it was that they were into, snorkeling. I can't stand it, but
I wouldn't be a fan of that.
Like, but like whatever got them going, hey, they're showing an interest, and then they start showing interest in what you are interested in, you know, like, so you really, and it's kind of a give and take, and then you kind of like, then you understand them. So then.
Uh-oh. She's frozen.
You're frozen, Carol.
Oh, there she is.
Sorry.
Okay.
So when you walk and then you start talking, you have some type of interest and you understand what their interest is. And then it just seems like things just start falling into play. That's what I figured out. So I became the best walker and listener on earth, I think, without saying a word. Like I would want to say so many things back to them, like, yeah, but I think you should. And that's not a good idea. But I would just let them totally figure it out. And they're like, "Oh, that was a really nice walk, Mom." I'm like, "Mm-hmm," but I didn't even say anything, like, that was like the easy button, like, but then you kind of knew when they were acting up, because there was tons of times where we would have to pull over the Jeep, open up the car door, and just let the kids just wrestle, fight, play, whatever it was, because it's just they need to get that energy out, especially when you're doing big travels or trips and things like that.
We got 3 comments on here we need to look at real quick.
All right.
Gen X's Overland and wants to know, how has the Safari XL conversion on your Wranglers changed the way you overland?
Good question. They're amazing. It's crazy because like you're so used to like living outside when you have a rooftop tent, right? Mm-hmm. And this kind of changes everything to where you can get dressed, you can sit inside, make a coffee. It's basically a mini camper in one, because it gives you 15 extra inches, right? And you can stand up fully. And they're actually made to sleep up top, and that's what we did in the beginning. But then we kind of switched it to where we sleep down below, and we throw all of our gear up top, because then I can stand up in the morning, I can make a coffee, and I can sit down, and it fits us, right? We put those little camp chairs in there, and we can get in and out really easily and really fast when we want.
And get dressed without having to play Twister in your rooftop tent.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's really, so it's been really, really cool. Definitely a game changer. I almost feel like we're cheating, but yes, it's been really fun.
Ramble on. Listening from Utah, excited when you were traveling the BDR through the Moab area. Love your family values you are instilling in your kids. Love watching you prepare for the winter.
Oh, yeah.
Then Old Man, Old Truck again. It's like our number one little fan, I swear. Will we see you back on adventure bikes in the future? I think I'm talking about the boys there.
Well, yes and no. I have my.
She gets on there too.
Well.
We're actually in the midst of importing them. So they are from US, so we do need to import them, and they're in Montana. So that's something that probably Peter and I and Daniel will go and do while Peter is away in Africa with EXO. So it's going to be fun.
Nice. Yeah.
But so they do want to do they do want to do the exactly. Oh, ours too. That's going to be a fun adventure, and I can't wait to watch. Probably later in the fall, they'll probably be coming out, those videos.
Is this the second or third time for him to go on a trip with them? They did some training and whatnot.
So they did Baja, and then he went to Alaska, and then they did the Nordic series, and yes, a fourth adventure.
Yeah.
Man, it's pretty
awesome.
Yeah.
Rochelle, put this boy on the payroll.
Lucky kid. Probably is on the payroll, Arla.
Yeah, he's on the payroll. Yes, he's taking it.
Come on.
He's taking it very seriously, and I think he has found his passion, thanks to Clay and Rochelle and the team there, just to learn all the skills with storytelling and putting out a video and things like that. So yeah, awesome. That's definitely their future, I believe.
Their stuff is like watching a movie.
Yes. It's a whole nother level.
It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, it makes ours look like home videos, at least ours.
Which
is what they are, really. So
if you're old enough, you know what that is.
Yeah.
No, it's exciting to see anybody's storytelling, because everyone has their own way, and it's just like raising your family. You all have your own way of doing it, and so it's neat. I love following anybody's, from say a movie making to just vlogging. I think it's inspiring, and I think everyone should tell their story, because I love hearing other people's story. I think that's one of my favorite things to do, is sit back and listen to other people, because then you learn so much and you get inspired.
Yeah. And I told you before, your family inspired us to start overlanding full time and get out of the full-time RVing world. And we haven't looked back. Cool. It's been great. We've been doing this for 3 years now, and Thank you
It's
for that.
already 3 years.
Yeah, we've been
Crazy.
overlanding full time 3 years.
Right.
I remember you saying that, like, and I can't believe it's been 3 years. There's
Yeah.
no way. Wow. Time
And now-
flies when you're having fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's
But-
really cool.
So
That's
tell us about
exciting.
the off-grid cabin. What's your surroundings there? Tell us
Let's
about
do
that.
Okay, so Pete and I, well, mainly Peter and his brothers, they purchased this island when the kids were like super tiny. I mean, Daniel was like not even 2, right? And yeah, we all just kind of had a little cabin. This cabin is about 20 by 20, I believe. An outhouse, no
Mhm.
plumbing, no nothing really. And we always dreamed of it. Like when we'd come up, if we were lucky to have a weekend up here, you know, when life is so busy, we would be like, could you imagine like spending a winter here or a summer here, like it just even a full week here. And one day we made that dream come true where we did get to spend a whole week up here. And then on our, because we always do sticky notes. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. But a 5 okay,
We're following, we're tracking.
a 5-year sticky note. So, and we make it where it's like the kids are included, everyone's included, because you can have, like my husband is so famously saying, has said so many times, you can have business goals, fitness goals, self goals, but do you have family goals for those who have families, right? And we always neglect that one. It's kind of just, you know, you put it off a little bit, or you kind of have an idea, but you never stick it up there and you don't talk about it like monthly with your family. Are we getting closer to that goal? And that's what we did. So just like with overlanding, taking that 3-month road trip in our RV, we said in 5 years, that's what we're going to do. It took 8 years, but eventually we did that. And now it's been 7 years, right? Instead of 3 months. But so just like that, we did that with the little cabin here. We said one day we're going to put, you know, running water and a toilet and, you know, maybe solar and stuff like that. But we were dreaming. It was a huge dream. But the whole family was involved. So that was, I guess it was 19 years ago. And this year it came true.
That's so awesome.
That kind of tells a backstory of that. So yeah, it was an amazing experience to spend a whole winter here and to go through, you know, all, you know, from bucketing water to going to back to the outhouse because everything froze, to just preparing yourself during, because we're on an island from the thaw, like, you know, you can't go over the ice during certain periods. And it was just such an incredible experience. And it made me very humble and thankful for when you did have a hot shower or, you know, running water. Like now I don't think I'll ever look at it the same, just how simple little things are when you do have it and how nice it is, and to enjoy it, like enjoy having that when you have it, and know how to be uncomfortable and to make the best of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, absolutely.
Very well. Yeah. Bats Off Road says epic family road trip has been a huge inspiration for me.
Thank you. that's
Love
thanks.
That's her hubby,
That's my hubby.
That's
Yep.
cool.
We've been watching
Oh,
this
that's
for
cool.
a long time.
Mr. Bats Off Road.
I think
About
we've spoken with him, no? Or was it?
I don't know if
I
you've been
can't
on his
remember.
podcast or not, to be honest.
Because I
don't
thought when
so.
Peter and I were on 3 years ago, or who was that jumped on? It was brief. They just popped in really fast.
Oh,
So
that
I
was
might
him
have-
last year. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ran up behind me. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. How I've forgotten that. Dorothy, we started traveling after all the kids moved out. We're in our 50s now, and we started going places after watching a YouTube video, and my wife said, let's go there. My wife taught me about camping because that is what her family did. So the
That's so
adventure
cool.
began. Very
That's
nice.
awesome.
That was
That
Tony.
was me. Crazy. He's crazy.
So let's go back to cooking for a little bit here. When are you coming out with a cookbook?
Ooh.
Did you mention that? I think.
I have mentioned it, and then I get really busy and sidetracked. My main problem is never follow.
And she froze.
I think she said she never follows a recipe. I'm going to fill in the blanks there until she unfreezes.
She doesn't measure anything. Blah 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 blah. There.
Yeah. So I forget to like measure, and then it's like, yeah, I can make a dish, like say a simple dish, like say a potato salad. But when you're overlanding or off-grid living, you don't have everything all the time, right?
Yeah.
So you just kind of make do, and then sometimes you're like, wow, that turned out way better than the time. That's my whole dilemma. So I just need to just kind of like figure out and remember certain places and recipes, because I do remember certain ones. Like there's like 10 that are just hands down just incredible because of the places, the experiences that we were in, maybe how dirty we were. I don't know, like because of
how good
the
it
dust
tasted
on the trails. Yeah, like, and I think that's what makes me think of it is like I remember those recipes way more than the ones that were just totally spotless and clean and, you know, well done at the time.
Yeah.
Like, or I had all the ingredients at the time. So
Excellent.
but yeah, I need to work on that a lot more. I'm there. I'm getting close.
Experiencing Arkansas says, I started 3 years ago, and now we are dreaming of one day long-term travel, if not full-time travel. We love the goal strategies.
Yep, that's awesome. That's good. Definitely use stick-it notes, and then always visit them every month. Like, honestly, like that's your date night is like not just looking at your phones and like talking about your kids or talking about your dog or whatever the next adventure. Like literally go over that, and it's going to change every once in a while. So you got to change things with it, and then go like move forward with it, because otherwise it's just going to go on the back burner, and then it's never going to happen.
Be flexible.
Exactly.
Be flexible. Gen Xers offer, let's see here, Overland, your potato salad looks epic. Much better than our sad Southern potato salad for sure.
Hey,
I don't know
I
what
like Southern potato salad.
What is it? I don't know. I'll have to Google it, and then I'll try making it. There you go.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Then the
my
recipe.
mama makes good potato salad. Yeah. When are you going to start just posting recipes in your stories on Instagram? Because we'll take that.
You know, okay.
We'll just screenshot
it. There has been a problem. Why I haven't been. I actually took a break from having a phone for about a year and a few months. So not that should stop me, because I can always use Peter's or one of the kids. But yeah, I just recently got it, and I'm actually feeling really inspired to use it to do just that type of stuff and kind of share more everyday content. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just what is going on at that moment. Right. So it's going to be very non-polished. Put it that way.
We've got a person for you to follow if you're not already. Miss Sarah Glover.
Oh,
yeah.
Following her already? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Of course. Like she's like my number one person to follow here.
You're farming right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, she's brilliant at what she does, and I love that she has all the different and stuff like that. So
we had her cooking.
That's awesome.
At West. Oh my goodness.
That's pretty good.
You're still like kind of, That's awesome.
It was really good.
Sauce. Oh, Lord.
Sounds delicious.
Yes.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Sarah is
lamb from Tasmania, not from the U.S.,
mm-hmm.
which I don't even want lamb in the U.S. anymore now that I've had it from Tasmania.
So. I had lamb before, so there's that.
It was so good. Yeah. So
That's
what is your favorite meal to make at camp? What's your like go-to? Or do you have one?
I don't. No, I actually, no, I don't have a favorite. Like, I just like opening up the fridge or the cooler, whatever way we're traveling, and seeing what's in it, and then going, I'm so gonna surprise myself and the kids with something I can pull off, like something that it'll blow their minds because they're just like, ugh, we only have this. And then you just go, and it just turns out amazing. Because
you're like, wow, Mom, look at this.
Yeah. And even myself, I'm going, I just did that.
Nice.
No, I really like that challenge, even though I might be super tired from driving all day or doing whatever we're doing. But that just kind of relaxes me, is just because if you put a good meal in anyone's belly after a long day on the trail, it's makes the next day that much better.
Definitely.
With a good cup of coffee in the morning. But yeah.
Yes.
So. That's how I cook. All right, Dorothy, cook me something. Aren't you in Tulsa? Yeah.
Yeah, she's not far.
I mean,
she's not far.
I do think that if you have a good, if you do have a lot of like good spices or salts and peppers, that'll make a world of difference, because it'll make even hot dogs awesome. Like, if you can just spice it up a little bit, add some onions and, whatever it is to it.
Here's some spices you need to order.
Yeah.
Overland Spices. His name's Tate Davis.
It's awesome person.
Ordering spices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Overland Spices. Yep.
It's Snorkel. What are the three? Snorkel, Triple Locked, and
Snorkel, and do I have any behind me?
I think we gave them all away.
Behind me, I'm not sure. There's 3 of them, but
there's 3 different spice blends he does, and they're excellent.
Amazing. Must tries. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's written down.
Try them. You'll regret it.
So, upcoming plans for you guys. Any projects you're able to talk about, or any tentative?
Any secrets?
Without spilling any beans, or
Oh, well, yeah, it's too much in the air that we can't really say too much. But definitely trying to make it out west, trying to make it out east, say, and trying to make it overseas, say. So we have like a lot of moving parts, and we are importing. Yeah, those are good spices.
Yes, we like slap your mama too.
That escalated.
Yeah, definitely. And then just vehicles, like which ones we're going to be taking, which we're going to not, what ones are we going to sell. So there are a lot of moving parts up here. A lot. Because we are technically in a whole new chapter. Like,
Kids are growing.
They are, and we're so excited. Like I was like, it's the best feeling, because we did what we did. It is like the coolest. And now, like, hearing Caroline, she calls us like every evening after, she's done doing, her day. And she's like, I can't believe you guys did that for me. Like, she's literally like in tears every single day. And I'm just like, well, don't, and we loved doing it with you, but she's just, it's the thankfulness that is just like, it blows your mind. And then you go, wait a second, we did do that. Like, we actually did, because you're out there doing it right now. Right. So sometimes you can get this thing of like, what am I doing? Will it even pay off? Are we doing the right thing? And you start listening to other people's opinions and, what you should be doing.
You're going to make me get emotional right now, because I question that every day. So
yes. Yeah. No, but I just go with your gut. What's right. And you sit there and you have those conversations, you have those walks with your kids. You see your kids out there, right? Away from any influences, away from anything. You're untouched, basically. And that is priceless, I think. And when it's their time to start blooming and going down their own paths, like, Pete Jr., I think, has found his path. And, storytelling and videography, and Daniel now has found his path, and Caroline has found her path. And it is just amazing to see them bloom and blossom. And they have basically taken the tool belt that you have given them with all the tools in it, and they've put it on, and they know how to use the tools. That's the cool part, and so like I'm not worried about the next chapter. I'm actually thrilled and excited. I can't wait to see them. It's like they're in that butterfly stage where their wings are just starting to come out, and maybe Caroline's is out and starting to like really flap. And it at first it's strange. It's kind of like, no, but you're kind of grasping a little bit, but then you sit back and you go, no, yeah, exactly. And of course you're going to, like, but I don't have that fear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people have that fear because they, if you send your kid out into the world, or do they have the skills? Do they know how to, from the simplest things, from changing a tire to whatever it is, awareness of your surroundings or in nature. If the power goes out, like look at our friends there. Where was that for a week? Would they know how to handle that without me being there? And of course they would, because we have, taught them that, and through overlanding or through camping, that those skills are there, and they remember them, and they remember teamwork and being uncomfortable, pushing through when things are daunting, and rising above and setting their visions really, really high, and their values super, super high. So long story short, yeah, it's exciting. And I think for Pete and I, we were just talking about it, and we're going, wait a second, like what are we doing? We have this vehicle, that vehicle, and that vehicle, and then the boys have their bikes, and we're like, I think we need to go in this direction. And so we're really excited to explore that and see where that goes. We don't know yet if that's 100% where we want to go, and I haven't said anything what it is, but yes, that's kind of what we want to do, because we love exploring new places and meeting new people and experiencing new things, mainly meeting new people. I think it's so inspiring to meet new people and learn new skills, new food, new, everything. Like, I think that's what keeps us going. So.
Oh, I definitely agree. And I think that meeting other families, for us anyway, meeting other families that are traveling like this. And, we've met a few at Expo West that are international traveling, and with that just kind of solidified it for us. But it's so neat to see their stories and their experiences, and then make your own,
Exactly.
And we've shared a campfire with a few of them too, and had those conversations, and it's mind blowing, it's really, really awesome.
That's, I think, what it's all about. And it doesn't have to be even like what you're saying, like international or whatever. Just try and do it as many weekends as you can. Or even if it is in your own backyard, like just start really, really small and just go as often as you can. Because I think being outside is just, miracles happen when you're outside. Definitely. More from me than it did for the kids, I'm sure. But I think even just me listening and slowing down and enjoying life, because it passes you by so fast, and before you know it, you won't be able to walk those trails, and you'll just be looking at your memories and your pictures and your videos. And so do take a lot of pictures, do write down in journals, video as much as you can. I think that's really important. I know Caroline, she did that from day one, is just journal every single day. It's amazing. She literally has probably over 10 journals from page to page of every day, what the weather was, what she felt like. Some memories were not that great. Some memories were amazing. And some were just like, yeah, the weather was a 73. We were here. It was this, and this was what it looked like. And then she has sketches of things. But I'm like, what? That blows my mind now that she's not here with us every day. But I go into her room, and she has all these little knickknacks and rocks and shells from different places that I didn't think she even thought about. But it did. It touched something with her, and that's really special. And to be honest with you, like, I think an hour before I got on this phone call, it hit me, because, I was just on a phone call with her, and she was like, Mom, I can't make it. I'm doing this and that, and I was like, no, it's fine. And she's like, tell him I'll be on one, just let me know and I'll be on it. I was like, no worries. And I hung up, and I just started crying. And I was like, why am I crying? Like, but it was just that whole thing, because it's like, even coming on to your podcast, it's like, it makes the flood of memories from when they were so, little, in little minion suits, running around all floppy, not caring what they think, to now, they're doing what they do. And, our YouTube started out just for videos for Opa and Oma and Grandma and Grandpa to see what our kids were doing. It had nothing to do with, you know, going big. It was just to let them know they're okay and this is what they're up to and where we are and, you know, stuff like that. But definitely, you know, vlog it. Give your kid a camera. Give them, you know, a video or give them a journal, and you'll be amazed, and it will keep you inspired too. I think that's the number one thing, to just keep on going. Like,
oh yeah,
because
my youngest is writing a book.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
wow.
She's working on a book right now. So
wow.
I don't know what it's about,
go.
but yeah, she's writing a book, and our son, we started having him do some of the video recording, and he's really enjoying that.
You guys are onto it. Like, wow. Like, that's really cool. I can't wait to follow.
Yeah, they're actually breaking camp and setting up camp now. So
good.
Yeah. They get mad.
Yeah, you get into your little routine.
Yeah.
And I remember when Dad and I, Peter and I, we would just walk away and the kids set up camp. We're like, okay, we got you here. There you go. But they took pride in it. Like, and they need, like, I think that's so, you're so
they need it.
Yeah. They need that where without me, this couldn't have happened type of thing. Like, where there's a value in the work that they do. And they like look back at that tent, or they look back at, you know, the dinner, or they're looking over the maps with you and they're like, I got us here, you know, and there's a sense of pride in that. And I think that's really, really cool. So
yeah, that's something tangible. I did that, you know, and it's like,
we all need that.
It's so much instant gratification nowadays. It's something that they can look at immediately and say, yeah, I set up that tent tonight and that looks great. And, you know, definitely.
Exactly. That's so cool. No, I love it. Yeah. Pretty soon they'll be checking over your vehicle and going, hey, Mom, Dad, did you hear that? And you're like, what?
They already know about that. I'm like, stop it. That's so supposed great. To sound like that, I think. No.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
Yeah. We're having a good time and we're loving it. So we're going to keep doing it.
Sounds like it. I can't. Well, we definitely enjoy following along, and it's so inspiring. Anyone who's out there doing that, and especially with their kids or dog or whoever themselves, it's really cool to see.
Yeah. Speaking of dog, where's Lando?
He's outside because in here it's too hot.
Oh,
it's pretty hot inside right now.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
What's the temperature there now? Like
I don't know it in Fahrenheit. It's only Celsius. Right now it's about 30 Celsius.
I think that's like 70 something, 80. I don't know. I don't know Celsius. See,
I don't know Celsius.
It's something I've got to learn.
Oh, Caroline just wrote and says, sorry, I couldn't make it, with a crying face.
Oh, it's okay, girl. It's okay.
We still love you.
We'll catch up with her.
Definitely.
Let us know when she's available.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
She would really like that. Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah.
No worries.
Well, we really appreciate having you on the show tonight. It was so great to catch up with you again. And definitely, if you guys haven't heard of Epic Family Road Trip, I don't know what rock you've been hiding under, but you definitely need to give them a follow because they're awesome family, awesome story. And hopefully, maybe I'll see you at Pacific Northwest. Maybe not.
Hopefully.
We'll see. But I'll be there. Arla's not going to be able to make it, unfortunately. Oh, 86. Thank you, Old Man Old Truck.
Okay.
He's here. He really needs to be part of the show. We're just going to have to bring him on as a
I know. We should have done it together. Like,
schedule an interview with him. We're going to put him on the podcast. Hey,
all right. Yeah, definitely. That'd be fun. But it was a pleasure being on, and it's always inspiring to hear and listen to you guys. So it's great, and I can't wait to continue to follow both of you and see your guys' adventure. And my goodness, South America, that sounds. I'm gonna definitely be.
I didn't tell nobody yet.
That's one place that we have really been wanting to do. No, it's definitely a place we want to do. So hopefully, if we see one of you guys down there, that'd be awesome. So
yeah.
That's
You never know.
on our
Arla might
list.
get down there.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Maybe.
Thank you so much. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.